Nawathan, Kal Halal, Wahawad La, Abanawa, Allahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Baha, Rakaha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone GMS. Salutations to the Akim pushing this gospel, this good news, the world over in sincerity and in truth. Adawan Ratazar, that is to say, Lord willing. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Peace, blessings, and mercy to the Bayath Shah Dawadah, the house of David, being risen up in the last days through the Spirit. So, here we are, man. You know, the king's out here, all right, doing all this talking, and this talking will soon turn to action. All right, the kings of the earth, man. All right, we see these global affairs popping off, man. All right, you know, but we must remain spiritual, you know, in these times and the times to come. All right, because it's a good thing, you know. It's good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. That's Lamentations chapter 3, verse 26. The chapter, verse 26, man. So, like, if you know me speaking, right? So, we're prophesying through the Spirit and the words of the Lord, right? They don't go out void, all right? So, it's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, moving these chess pieces as He is a man of war, as it says in Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, I believe, all right? So, He's in total control of the world's affairs, all right? And these, you know, wars and rumors of wars going on, all right? The Lord controls the minds of these world leaders, right? And that says that in Proverbs. Proverbs, the first chapter, I believe, and around the 21st verse, I believe. Let's get that real quickly. This book of Proverbs. Oh no, it's not that. Let's see. Bear with me as I look for it. That's it. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart, meaning his mind, the Hebrew word for heart is la'ab, right? And that's where the Lord deals with you, right, in your mind. Okay, the king's heart is in the hand of the Adawan Yahweh, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, so the Lord, right, deals with men's minds basically. Okay, and the Lord will eventually cause these kings to push those buttons and launch those missiles, with which those missiles are a part of the Most High's armory ultimately. Okay, they belong to the Lord. Okay, so you know, North Korea, you know, especially Kim Jong Un. Okay, the president, you know, he's been in the news a lot recently. All right, and as you can see, I've got, you know, North Korea up on the screen. The Independent, right, UK-based media outlet, says North Korea warns interference in its satellites would be declaration of war. Reuters, North Korea begins spy satellite operations, KCNA says. All right. So we're in the time of war, man, not peace. Right? Not joy, not mirth. All right. Okay. These are recent articles, man. 1 day ago, things like that. All right. And North Korea, they don't have a Rothschild-controlled bank in their country. That's why they're demonized heavily by Amalek, right? In the 1948, it's the small hatters, big nose people. Okay. But nonetheless, you know, they've got nuclear capability. Pyongyang says it would respond by rendering US spy satellites non-operational amid intensifying space race. North Korea has warned the US that any interference or attack on its spy satellite would be deemed a declaration of war. A threat that came after South Korea blasted its first military spy satellite. Yeah, and North and South Korea used to be one nation, right? But it's split. Korean War, Russia backed the North, while America backed the South. Okay. Pyongyang would respond to any US interference on its space assets by eliminating the viability of US spy satellites and would mobilize its war deterrent state, media KCNA said. The US Space Force deplorable hostility towards the DPRKs, I think that's the Democratic Republic of Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, reconnaissance satellites can never be overlooked as it's just a challenge to the sovereignty of the DPRK. And more exactly, a declaration of war against it, the country's defense ministry said in a statement reported by KCNA. In case the US tries to violate the legitimate territory of a sovereign state by weaponizing the latest technologies illegally and unjustly, the DPRK will consider taking responsive action measures for self-defense to undermine or destroy the viability of the US spy satellites, it's added. North Korea launches its Maligyong-1 spy satellite on November the 21st, in what was its third attempt at putting such a satellite in orbit after two failures in May and August. That's where we're at, man. Okay. That's where we're at. So it's not just nations such as America and Russia, you know, with nuclear technology, because it all boils down to World War Three. Okay. You know, weaker nations like this, like North Korea and things like that, you know, they have them. That's why they're doing all this big talking now. Okay. They couldn't say all this years and years and years ago. Alright? So these nations are flexing against America, man. Alright? For years it was the Cold War between the USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, alright, and America. Alright? Now weaker nations are stepping up. Alright? Though they may be lower in population and have less resources, nonetheless they're stepping up. Okay. Yeah, Reuters, North Korea begins spy satellite operations December the 3rd, 2023. Alright, so it's pretty much saying the same thing as the last article. The move raised regional tensions and sparked fresh sanctions from the US, Australia, Japan, and South Korea. Pyongyang has not released any imagery from the satellite so far, leaving analysts and foreign governments to debate how capable the new satellite actually is. Okay, Pyongyang's the capital of Korea, North Korea, I believe. Says North Korea says it successfully launched its first military spy satellite on November the 21st, transmitting photos of the White House, the Pentagon, and US military bases and target regions in South Korea. Look at that. Hey, that's where we're heading, man. Okay, that's where we're heading. So yeah, man. One war was past. The two wars cometh hereafter, which World War II is already past. Alright, 1939 to 1945. We know World War One passed as well. Okay. But this war will be fought with nuclear weapons, alright? Wars in the past. Alright, ancient wars. They were fought with spears and bow and arrows, shields, bucklers. Alright. Isaiah 9 and 5 reads, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise," right? Battle cries, war cries, charging on horses, things like that. And garments rolled in blood, but this shall be burning in fuel of fire, right? This is a different type of war, and this war is going to end all wars, by the way. Okay. It's going to end all wars. So let's get the book of Joel, chapter 3. And we'll start at verse 9, straight to the point. Okay. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Okay. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Alright. So in this particular context, the word Gentiles is talking about the actual heathen nations. Alright. Because there's 17 heathen nations outside the nation of Israel. Israel being so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, West Indians and Haitians, and the Israelite foreigners who make up the 12 tribes of Israel, the Lord's chosen people, his peculiar treasure. Okay. But the Lord is looking for that remnant, that elect this time round. Okay, that's who Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, will come back and deliver. All right, the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. So these are the natural Gentiles in this context. All right, not Israelite foreigners. All right. So this is what's happening as we speak, man. These nations are, you know, heading towards, you know, the Middle East, which that's just a made-up term. All right, that's just two different directions. Really, it's just Western Asia. All right, and ultimately, they're gonna do battle with Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai himself in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. Okay. Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Okay. Your plowshares, man. Basically, this is saying that, they will put all their effort, time, and resources into their military, turning the money and the funding, all right, from agricultural tools. They're going to use that, for their military arsenal instead. Okay. Investing in their nuclear technology. All right. Verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause your mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Okay. Verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay, so judgment will take place. Okay. So the United States of America will be judged by fire, big time, nuclear fire, all right, as well as fire coming down from the chariots of Yasha Allah. Okay, it will be turned into a lake of fire for a very long period of time until the fire dies down. All right, and when it does die down, only desert creatures will dwell there. All right, it will serve as a monument, as a wicked kingdom, and that'll be an example of wickedness being extolled. Right. So yeah. Right, so the heathens, they'll be destroyed, right, in the Levant, right. They will go into captivity. Those heathen armies, all right, those heathen nations, they will be, destroyed in the valley of Yehoshaphat, and they will go into captivity, into slavery upon the Lord's return. All right, 1,000 years, all these heathen nations will be, you know, going into hardcore slavery. Then they will be released and go back to their lands, but they will forever be tributaries, except for Edom, so-called White race. All right, he will be extinct. All right, he, you know, he'll be gone. They'll be gathered together and burned, man. No more remaining of the house of Esau. All right, and it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. Romans 3:3 tells you that, man. Okay, it will happen regardless. You see, the Bible is perfectly on point. You ain't hearing this from the unholy Quran, right? They don't have prophecies. And if they do, they stole it from the Bible anyway. Okay. See, the Quran needs the Bible. The word Quran just means to recite, so it doesn't do anything but recite the Bible. Without the Holy Bible, there wouldn't even be a Quran. Okay. Only the Bible is holy. Yet the Muslims call their book holy, even though the Bible doesn't need the Quran. You see? Not to go off topic, but just wanted to put that out there. And really, you're foolish if you're coming against the Bible anyway. You're really going against the Yahweh Shem Al Shai. You're not really, troubling us. Okay, and that applies to 2/3 of our people in Babylon the Great, America. Okay, you see. So this is a spiritual record which is perfectly accurate. So yeah, what other book deals with prophecy? All right, and our job is just to keep blowing the trumpet in Zion and warning you Israelites. All right. So ultimately, we need to just patiently wait on the Lord, man. All right. Luke chapter 21, in verse 19, and these are the words of Yahushai, since it's in red. In your patience, which the word patience means to suffer, possess ye your souls. Right, so this truth is about suffering, man. Okay, so we need to just continue to remain hopeful and humble. All right, because very soon, man, certain of the Lord's elect will be endowed with spiritual powers. Okay, he will turn his fishers into hunters. Okay, you know, right now, we're fishing for the elect through teaching, preaching, and prophesying until the elect is activated. And Lord willing, we are of that hopeful elect number. Okay. Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Right? World War One happened and went. World War Two happened and went. And now World War Three is coming upon us. Okay. So that's the time that we're in. Book of Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 8. Therefore wait you upon me, saith Ha Adawan Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, righteous anger, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. That's right, man. So we just need to wait upon the Lord, man, because he's doing the gathering of these nations in preparation for World War Three. Okay? We don't need to move carnally. Alright, we just need to continue on the right path. Keep praying. Alright, as well. Okay. We got to let Yahushua get his revenge first, man. Okay. So yeah. So with that, Shabbat Shalom, La Bakarium, Shah Yasha Allah.